You're so sweet like honey, baby. You're so sweet like honey, baby. Baby, you're so sweet like honey, baby. Baby, you're so sweet like honey, baby.
Okay, I'm almost done with studio today. Well, I'm almost done with everything I wanted to do today, so I'm just right now cleaning up all of my glazed pieces. So I made a bunch of minis, which I showed you guys before, and I just kind of wanted to use these as a way to make testers, just like have something really cute. So this is like, you know, the little coffee dripper. I put winter wood on this one. I did 3 coats, so we'll see how that turns out. I forget which one I put on here, but I will put it somewhere on the screen. But I'm just cleaning off all the bottoms, make sure it's nice and clean. And now I am actually here by myself, so the kiln is on, so if it's a little loud, that's why. But hopefully it's not too bad. And this is my little test mug. I have a bunch of different testers, and then I used a underglaze pencil to number them. I actually numbered all of my glazes too, so that way I would know how to refer to them. So just cleaning all these things up, and then I'll head out because I've been here for a couple of hours now. It's now, where's our time? Oh, it's almost 4 o'clock, and I've been here since I think 12-ish. I think when it comes to pottery, glazing is something that I'm still kind of working through and trying to get better at. So this time around, well, actually, with a lot of these like brush-on glazes, with these brush-on glazes, I've never actually done 3 coats because I've always been afraid of like bubbles or like it just being too caked on. That's resulted in the color being too opaque or too transparent, sorry, and not looking that great. So I decided to make these or do these with 3 coats and also give each coat enough time to kind of dry a bit and then go in with another coat. So hopefully the colors come out good. Hopefully there are no pinholes. And when it comes out, it doesn't look all cakey and stuff. Hopefully it just looks how I expect it to look in my mind. Just taking a little bit off of the bottom just in case it drips. These need to go to cone 6, especially this one. So I'm just gonna put all of them to cone 6, make sure that it still remains dinnerware safe, food safe, all that stuff, because these I will be using for my cat as long as there are no pinholes. I made her one before. It was my first one actually, and I used a root beer glaze, but I didn't do 3 coats, and that glaze I think kind of needs it. It was just a little bit too transparent. It didn't look good. It's like this brown color. And I mean, obviously, brown clay, root beer, the root beer is like a brownish color, but you know, it just looked so good on the actual packaging. And I think in order for it to look that good, it just needed the 3 coats that I didn't give it. I only gave it like 2, and they were pretty thin. So, anyways, I want her to have pretty good a bowl so she can eat her food out of. So now that that's done, I'm just going to clean up a bit. I probably need to get some fresh water, actually. I did pretty good today though. I threw 6 different things. So I threw 2 bowls just for fun. I wanted some more bowls at home, but I threw 4 testers. So on my TikTok, I actually posted a picture that I drew, and it was like, how many were there? 8 different designs that I posted, that I drew and then posted on TikTok, and I asked people to let me know what they thought was the best. And there was a lot of people who really liked 1B, and then there's a lot of people who liked 2A. And then there was like some stragglers who kind of were choosing like 4B, some were choosing like 2A, 2B, but I decided that I was going to test 1B and then 4A for possible designs that I move forward with for my first mug collection. And honestly, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to produce any of the other designs, just like for the initial launch, I think I might just do the ones that people were more like in tune with. And I do like those too. I thought they were pretty nice. I think now that I have the vessel kind of made for each of them, trimming is where I have to make sure I do really well, because I feel like that's where I usually lose a lot of pieces. I need to make sure that I'm trimming well, and then also considering what the actual handles will look like. I have one that's like this bubble shape, and then another that is more angular and it's more like a rectangle shape. So I just have to figure out like how exactly I'm going to achieve the rectangle shape. And then same thing with the bubble, although I think the bubble one is probably a bit easier. I think that looks pretty good. Doesn't need to be perfect. Alright. Alright, now I think I'm just going to move all these pieces to the cone 6 shelf. Okay, so pretty much done. My section is all cleaned up. I think I'm good to go. I have these few pieces here that I made last week. Yeah, last week. And then I trimmed them this past Sunday. So I have a fruit bowl, a new one because my old one, it works fine, but it's just ugly. And I made myself some mid-size plates, like shallow bowl plate type of things. And then I also made this like, I guess like a tea or like a drink kind of pitcher. It's not humongous, but it's good enough. It's good enough to make like 2 drinks. And then I made a vase. It's a pretty good sized vase actually. I'm very proud of the height on this and the shape of it as well. I really like it. And then I made some like teacups, which, you know, they vary in size. But I also use these as testers for my stamp. So my actual ceramic business is going to be called Casa Animo. And I bought a stamp from Etsy, which I really love, but it's so hard to stamp the clay. And I'm not sure if I need to just make sure that I'm stamping the clay when it's wet. I don't know. Or like, at least when it's like not as dry, because these were pretty dry when I was actually trimming them. I'm not sure what to do. Or it could be the actual stamp itself. It might just not be sharp enough. I don't know. So, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm really happy with how these turned out. So, yeah, once they are bone dry, since I just trimmed them on Sunday, they're not quite there yet. Probably when I come back on Friday, they'll be good to go. So then these will be fired up, and then I will figure out how I want to actually glaze these. Mixed, and I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm so freaking tired, and I'm so hungry. So I'm just gonna pack up. I have my bag that I had sewn, which I think I might have posted the video on, or maybe I'm integrating it into this one, I'm not sure. But yeah, I made this bag for pottery specifically because I have so much fabric at home, like an enormous amount of fabric that I need to just do something with. I actually do have a wholesale order, which is kind of funny because I could have sworn I took off my book sleeves from Fair Market because I removed like the availability or the quantity of it. But apparently they will still sell even if the quantity is 0. This is a reorder from a bookstore in like Minneapolis, which is actually kind of cool. And so I have to make a bunch of book sleeves as well as some candles and some bookmarks, which will be fun. It'll take me a long time. I have to accept the order too. And then I have to figure out like how am I going to pace myself to get it done. But these are all my glazed pieces. Hopefully they come out good. There's like this whole list of things that you have to do to shut everything off if you're the last one here. So I'm just trying to make sure I do that. Shut off. Okay. Oh, you guys are mad close. Alright. So we're done with the studio today. That was a lot of work. My back hurts so much. But I'm really happy with everything I was able to get done. I only made 6 pieces today because honestly, it is physically exhausting to do pottery. And one of the people who were here told me if I were to slant my stool forward towards the actual wheel, that it'll help put less pressure on my hips and my lower back. So I tried that today. It did sort of help me, but I still have that pain. And I think that's mostly because I am out of shape. I am very, very out of shape. This is the most out of shape I've ever been in my life. And it's been really, really hard for me, honestly. I've had like body dysmorphia. I've like, my self-esteem has gone so low. So I've been trying to figure out like how can I get back in shape, or how can I give myself the motivation. And it's a lot of like just getting up and doing it. But I've done kind of like those really steep calorie deficits, and the last one I did like destroyed me because I was doing it for like 2 weeks. It was like a 1,500 calorie deficit. And I did it well, but then one thing happened and I just stopped doing it. And it made me gain 20 pounds. And I didn't understand how that happened initially, but basically like when you're in this calorie deficit, you're training your metabolism to thrive off of less calories. So it'll slow you down. It'll slow your metabolism down. That way you're not starving as much. And basically when that happened, which is great, you know, I was losing the weight, but then when I stopped doing the calorie deficit and went back to eating like normal, my metabolism was slower. And so I gained 20 pounds immediately. Like the weeks after, I gained 20 pounds, which was insane because I was like 190 and then I went down to like 180 within a couple of weeks, which I know is not healthy because my calorie deficit was very, very, very steep. But I had did that and I was very proud of myself, and that was without going to the gym. But then yeah, I had gained 20 pounds, so now I'm like 210. And that is literally the heaviest I've ever been. So I wear like all these oversized clothes and stuff to kind of like hide my body. I try and buy a lot of like cute dresses, maxi dresses and stuff like that. That way I can like feel pretty, but also I can like hide my body. And it's really not that bad. It's me kind of looking in the mirror being like, oh, what is that I see? You know, and it's really not, that's really not healthy. I've been trying to figure out like what I can do. So I know it's been like so trendy for everyone to start running and things like that, but I do think as someone who's dealt with depression and insecurity and all those types of things and just like low self-worth, I do think something like running could be really helpful for me, where if I just like sign up for like a 5K race months from now, obviously like not tomorrow, but months from now, that gives me a goal, one that I paid for, but it gives me a goal to kind of work towards. And 5K is like, I think it's like a little bit over 3 miles, which isn't really that bad at all, but it'll force me to go get active, because when it comes to running and like training, it's not all about just like endurance training and all those things. You also have to do strength training. You have to go to the gym still and to strength train. That way you can make sure that you're not going to hurt your knees or your hips or your ankles. You still need to do those things. So I think it'll be a good motivator for me to get up and do something. I also had gotten those treadmills, the small treadmills that are from like TikTok shop. And I have it in my bedroom, so that'll help me at least like start to walk or do like interval kind of training initially, but also I need to get outside and actually run. The issue with that is like I'm really scared to run by myself, so I'm contemplating looking for a track that is just like open to the public, but there's people there. That way I'm not like running through trails by myself, although that would be beautiful. I just would never do that by myself. I'm just too afraid. But also maybe like finding a running club or something could be cool. It'll also help me get out and like be social, because I'm so antisocial, honestly. I'm just like socially like so awkward, I feel like. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm just like self-deprecating and I'm actually fine. Okay, real quick, my camera overheated, but as I was saying, I just self-deprecate a lot and I want to get better, and I don't want to put myself down for like not being extroverted and just like this super happy-go-lucky person, because it's not that I'm a miserable person, it's that I just don't have the energy levels of other people, and that's okay. There are times where I can be super like extroverted and excited and loud and all those things, but certain people have to bring that out of me. You know, I have to be very comfortable with you, and just certain topics have to bring that out of me, and it's not something that is like, it's not an all-day thing, it's not an all-the-time thing. And I think that I need to be okay with that. I need to be really okay with that. And I need to be okay with people not liking me. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. It'll be okay, because I am who I am and I'm not for everyone. But I am for some people. And I just need to find my people. Anyways, I need to head home because it is 4:30. And I need to eat because I have not eaten since breakfast and I'm so hungry. Alright, anyways, bye. I will see you guys in the next one, since probably I won't be recording anymore today. But yeah, anyways, I will see you in the next one. Bye.